Hello, beauties. Welcome to Moms Unboxed, a podcast where I unbox with you the how-tos, tips, and tricks to empower women to upgrade relationships, intimacy, and parenting. I'm your host, Melanie Caroline, a multi-dimensional woman, life coach, lover, and mom who's made a lot of fucking mistakes. If you want to live a sensual and liberated life, you've come to the right space. Don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed because you don't want to miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Moms Unboxed. I hope y'all are having a good week, and if you're not, I trust that it'll turn around for you. Ladies, mommies, all of the above, I have a special guest with me today, Miss NaTasha Richburg, a wonderful woman, a wife of 43 years, successful author, motivational speaker, a professor, and currently getting a doctorate degree. I don't think this woman hasn't done anything. Like, she's doing it all. And she's here to speak with us today about what it takes to have a successful marriage and also the power of saying no. Miss NaTasha, can you say hello to the guests today?
Well, hello, guests. How are you today? I'm so happy to be here. And all of us moms know how it is. And people who want to be moms will help you get prepared.
Oh, I love that. See, I wish I had a mom to help me get prepared.
Oh, you call me anytime. Stop it.
So today I want to talk a little bit about, being a mom, and you've had so much success. So you've been juggling marriage, your profession, being a mom, being Miss NaTasha yourself. Like, how does that work? How did you do it?
It's really hard. I mean, one of the things that I realized in retrospect, I didn't realize I was raised by a single parent. It was just my mom, my brother, and myself. And my whole neighborhood of friends all had two parents home. I never introduced myself as from a single parent home. That language always felt strange to me. And so when I got married, I never intended to be married. I wanted to be a bachelorette with a penthouse apartment, white carpet, and a little black book. And Melvin never wanted to be married. He told all his nephews, he has many of them, never to get married. And it was something about when we came together that it just became an option. It came an option with conditions. One, never to get divorced. And I had a checklist. I don't do laundry. He learned how to do laundry. I do cooking. He can't cook. I like to plan. He don't mind following plans. I put the budget together. He approves the budget. I put the calendar together. He knows what he has to do based on the calendar. He has final approval. So if these are people, we didn't have a white wedding, went to the courthouse. The only reason we had a reception because his family made us. So we are two people who never wanted to get married, who came together without an option for divorce, and we figured out how to make it.
That's a good balance y'all had, though. And I think the two people in the partnership should talk about, hey, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm not good at. Do you think we can come together and mesh these and balance each other? I love how y'all did that.
Right. And the crazy thing is, you know how traditionally people like, you want to go steady. That's not how it worked for us. We were talking for 3 months. One day I called him up. I said, Melvin. He said, what? I said, do we go together? He said, yeah. I said, well, how long we been going together? He said 3 months. I was like, oh, okay. That's how I found out he was my boyfriend. And you know how we got married? He didn't know because I didn't know to tell him that I was looking for an apartment. Melvin, what? I found an apartment. Oh, yeah, I'm moving at the end of the month. Well, I don't believe in living together, so I think we should get married. Okay.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is different.
And then 33 years in, Melvin, what? Nobody's ever proposed to me. And that's when he proposed.
How long after?
33 years.
33 years he finally proposed?
And that's why I tell people when they having a disagreement, they want it to be, and I say, marriage is not a sitcom. They want it to be settled in 45 minutes. Some of our disagreements didn't settle for 5 years, some 15, some 20, some 25. The awakening at 33. We're now going on 43 years. We're going on 43 years this September. And I still like
That's cute.
that love stuff. That come and go. The like has been steady.
I love that. See, and I was taught the opposite by my dad. He used to tell me, "I love you, but I might not like you all the time. But
Oh,
for you, it's like, I always like you."
when I introduce myself to my class, I say, "Hi, my name is NaTasha Richburg, the mother of 4, the wife of 1, and I like my husband."
And I like my husband.
And
I
when
love
I say that, you should see people's faces like, really? Because usually by this stage, they don't like each other. They just muscling it out. No, that's not true for us.
Mm. I love that. I like my husband. I like my partner quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, and that's totally different. You can love them and not like them, but if you like them, the love will come.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I'm just letting that sink in for a minute. I'm like, wow, you got proposed finally after 33 years.
Yeah, I
You just
finally,
decided one day you're gonna get married because he didn't want you moving away.
he didn't want me living in a house by myself. So he didn't ask me to marry him. And I was like, oh, okay.
I guess that sounds good.
Neither one of us wanted a wedding. So he went to the courthouse. He did the paperwork of what we had to do. I didn't do that.
Wow.
So we came together out of a like,
Mm.
out of a friendship. And I always tell people the reason we last, love was a small part of it. I just dealt with, he was my husband, he was my boyfriend, he was my business partner, he was my man. And he's my kid's dad. So I was never mad at all 5 of them at once. So if I was mad at the business partner, the other 4 was kicking. Or if I was mad at the business partner and my husband, I still was dealing with the dad. And so it was never a day when we couldn't talk. It was never a day when we couldn't hold hands. It was never a day. He liked to kiss me all the time when he didn't kiss me. And a lot of couples get mad. They don't touch. They don't talk. They don't kiss. No, we didn't do that.
That's such a beautiful thing. And in a perspective, I think many of us need to learn, right? We don't have to be mad at the whole person, right? They did
Thank you.
they did one little thing wrong. And it's like we're gonna turn our backs to them. We're gonna not be affectionate to them. We're gonna be pissy and mad. And it's like, wait a minute, he's still your kids' father. He is still your lover, your man. Not all of us work with our partners professionally, but if you do, you don't have to let that bleed into the entire relationship. You can
Amen.
still be affectionate. You could still talk it out. And I love that you guys were able to communicate through those things. Like, okay, you know what? We had a little discord the other night, but I still love you. I still want to hold you, kiss you, love on you, and we're going to talk about this and it's going to be fine. But
Yep.
nowadays, it's like we don't know how to communicate and express ourselves and process our emotions without anger. And
Yep.
anger just ruins everything.
And one thing I figured, this is my hypothesis. As women, we aren't taught to give grace. We have an ability to have some higher level thinking, and we can see 8 levels down when they only see 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they messed up at level 6, but we can go to 8. And we don't have the grace to realize they just not there yet. But we're not taught that. So this is the formula I have. that worked for my marriage, and I tell all of my clients, did he do it on purpose? Is he willing to fix it? And do you have the grace to let him? Did he do it on purpose? Is he willing to fix it? And do you have the grace to let him?
Amen. I love that. Because a lot of the times when our feelings get hurt, that's not the intention. They didn't intentionally wake up one morning, "I'm gonna piss her off today." That's
That's
not they
true.
didn't do that, you know?
And if they didn't intend to do it, once they realize they did, and sometimes that might take a month before they realize it. They might not realize it for a month. So at the point that they realize that they did it, oh my goodness, I see what I did. This is how I'm going to fix it. And then you got to have grace.
Mhm, and patience. Patience.
Yep.
Yeah. And really, I wish women would communicate what their desires, needs, and wants are. Because a lot of the time we just think that they're gonna read our minds. And it's like, wait a minute. That's not how
Right.
that works. They can't read your mind. You gotta express how something is making you feel earlier on rather than waiting the month for them to figure it out.
Right.
Because what happens is we just build up this resentment, and like I said, resentment, anger, bitterness, and that's not healthy. So if we were able to communicate from the start, that would help the men out so much. And I hear a lot of men say, "I wish she would just tell me what she wants instead of making me guess."
And that's the truth. So that means he didn't do it on purpose. Then that means you got to give him the grace to let him fix it. If he didn't know, how's it on purpose?
Mhm. And I can't count how many times I've heard, "Well, he did it on purpose." It's like, did he really? Are you sure about that? No.
That's what they say. One of the things I've learned, especially a lot of my male clients, they really don't know how women think. So I spend a lot of time teaching them how we think. And they'll do something. I said, from a woman's perspective, that's bad. And they'll go, wow, they don't think like us. So you take your woman's brain, put it on a guy, expect him to think like you. No,
It's not
they don't
happening.
they don't think like us at all. So that's
Mm-mm.
one of the biggest differences. I always tell my kids, we go to the amusement park every year. If I was a single parent, you all would have stayed in the kiddie section until you turn 40. Dad was like, soon as they get tall enough, just go on a roller coaster. They don't think like us. And I got to sit back and let him be the man and take my babies on a roller coaster. And they like, yay! I would never do that. I would never do that. But that doesn't make it right. And I got to let him be a man, not a girl.
Mhm. Yeah.
But up to me, they would have stayed in the kiddie section to this day.
I'm keeping my babies safe.
Yeah. And I mean it sincerely.
Well, it's true. Women are emotional thinkers. We're thinking about the safety, we're thinking about feelings, sensations, and men are very logical. Like point A to point B, is this achievable? Yes, let's do it. Like, wait, what about this aspect and this aspect and this aspect? We're thinking about everything. They have tunnel vision when they think. They think, okay, I could get this done and this done by this way. Okay, done. They're not thinking about the safety concerns or the risks or anything.
Right. And then we should celebrate that.
Hmm.
And if we want something, we gotta explain and write it and give it in triplicate. So and leave it all over the house so they know my birthday is coming. You got 5 days. My birthday is coming. You have 4 days. My birthday coming. You have 3 days. Don't come in this house without a gift. My birthday is coming. And this is a list of things you can choose from.
I love that. It's so true too. And my birthday is actually coming. And so we've been talking about it. My partner and I, he's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I didn't know, but I've decided on a hand tattoo. And he knows now that we better save some money because she wants a hand tattoo. But and some they just don't think about the dates. They don't think about the importance of it. And it's like super important to me, to us, right? We want to feel special. We want to feel wanted and desired, and guys don't think like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna get her a gift. They don't see how it's reciprocated, what it means to us.
Right.
One
That's right.
day, one day, my partner, we decided for my birthday, we're just gonna stay at home. And I said, let's stay at home. We don't have to get the hotel in Seattle, nothing like that. But I was expecting, see, this is where the expectation comes in. When we set expectations and they're not achieved in the way we want them, we get upset, right? Well, I thought he was gonna get me a real grand gesture type of gift, a piece of jewelry or something, because I love jewelry. He came
Uh-huh.
home with a house plant.
Oh my God. I would have let that thing die. It would have died. I would have put it in the middle of the sun, never watered it, so it would die.
I was like, "What is this?" He got me a houseplant and some candy. I'm like, "That ain't a birthday gift. That's a show up, tell me you're special on any type of day gift. Like, this ain't no birthday gift. I told you we could save money from a hotel room, and you show up with a $20 plant."
Same thing. No, I would not have been happy. No. Mm-mm.
But that's the thing is, like, we set these expectations internally, right? And then we don't
Right,
express them, and then we get
right,
upset with our partners for not meeting the expectation. And it's like
right,
we can't do that because that's automatically setting our partner up for failure.
right. That's right. That's right. But you look at it like I do his birthday, but they don't see it like that. That's not how they think. That's just not how they think. So get over it. It's not how they think. And just
Mhm.
like years ago, I told Melvin, I said, for Christmas, take me off the table. Go to the dollar store. I need some more pens. I want some stickies. I want a good calendar. Give me two good calendars. Christmas, you spend $20, I'm good. I got my birthday and Mother's Day coming. You do me then. But Christmas, don't you mess up.
Mhm.
And he don't mess up. And I don't run out of pens. I don't run out of calendars. I don't run out of stickies. You are off that day. I do good for him, but I don't care about that day. I just need my office stacked.
Yeah. And I bet because you tell him exactly what you want, he went and did exactly that, and you felt
And
hella
he exactly, and guess what? And I'm happy. I'm
Mhm.
happy. I look forward to my extra pens. I look forward to my extra stickies. I'm happy about it. I'm
Yeah.
not just them to do it just to do it. I enjoy it.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that when we tell them exactly what we want, they have a map to follow.
Yep.
And that just creates more peace between the relationship instead of playing this guessing game. And then you
Right.
get disappointed because they didn't, you know, achieve what it is you wanted because you didn't communicate. And I think a lot of miscommunication can be resolved if we
Yes.
just told them what we want.
Amen. Yes. Perfect. I like that.
Mhm.
I
I've
think we
had a
beat
lot
that
of experiences
horse.
of my own.
But I think we beat that with a horse. If anybody didn't hear that, they just not listening.
That's yeah.
That's good.
What other secret to a successful marriage do you wanna share with everybody?
I think like I told you the three things, did they do it on purpose? Are they willing to fix it? And do you have the grace?
Mhm.
Practice grace and practice humility. Even if you didn't do something wrong, apologize. Apologize. What does it hurt to apologize? What am I apologizing for? Because I want the tension to go away. And I apologize in my role of it. That just for no reason. That's just such a blessing to do that.
And apologizing, right? It's not for me, it's not just, "I'm gonna tell you I'm sorry," just to shut the
Mm,
conversation up, right? Do you have the self-awareness to take responsibility for your part in the miscommunication or the issue? What way? Mhm,
right. So when I say apologize, that's the act of humility. I
mhm,
know I'm upset because you didn't buy me the Mercedes Benz. I get it. I should have told you in writing. That's what I want. And I apologize for the miscommunication. That was never in my intent. Humility.
mhm. And so many of us wanna hold on, like I said earlier, to the bitterness, the resentment, the anger, and it's like, "Why? Why?"
Uh,
That's so toxic to your relationship, not only for your partner, but for yourself, and then that bleeds into the way you're parenting your children.
Yeah, I believe that marriage being right is overrated. If
Mm,
you go in because you're right, you're going in wrong. I one time I had all of my children were teenagers, and I knew I was right, and everybody was mad at me. And I was like, what's this being right? It don't have nothing to do with it. I need them to hear what I'm saying and back off on being right. Ever since then, right doesn't have anything to do with I won't let him say he right. I won't let me say I'm not wrong, he's not wrong. It's nothing about
mm-mm.
right and wrong. It's off the table. Being right is overrated. You have to listen and understand. You don't have to agree with it. And they don't have to be wrong because you don't agree. You don't have to be wrong, but it's overrated.
I
Don't
agree.
try to be right. Don't try to be right. Even with your children. One thing I've learned with children, the philosophy is when they're little, like in elementary school, the circle around them is little. And in middle school, the circle around them is bigger. When they get in high school, it's really bigger. And you kind of have to allow them. And so by the time I got in high school, if I'm coming at them and it makes them uncomfortable, they have the right to say to me, I can't talk about this right now. And I have to respect that. Totally back off and wait and talk about it later. It's same when they go to college, then you're really an advisor then. You know what you taught them. You can give them advice, they can take it or not. And as simple as that. In the marriage, as you really learn each other in the relationship, as you learn each other, you got to give people the grace to understand you. For example, if Melvin and I have a disagreement, I know it's going to take him 48 hours before he can talk about it. So if we have a disagreement, I know once I tell him, just let it go. We are not having a conversation because he just I can have a conversation right then and get it over with. He can't. Some people are with people who can't do it for a week. You got to know a person's system to be able to deal with conflict. Learn their system and deal with it based on how they respond. And so the more heated, the more I have to back off and give him time to process. And I've even learned with him, if I catch him driving to work, the clarity comes. This is after the 48 hours. I catch him first thing in the morning, the clarity comes. Can't do it the next day or the day, I gotta wait.
I think that's such an important lesson, especially because my ex-husband and I, we used to fight a lot at the beginning of our relationship, and I'd wanna solve it right then and there. "Let's hash this out. Let's go." And he'd be like, "I wanna go take a walk. I'm gonna leave." And that triggered me because I, at the time, was having abandonment, issues. And so him leaving only fired me up more. But it's like you can't force someone to solve something on your timeline.
Yep,
Like you said, you need to understand their system to process their emotions so that you guys can come together more peacefully. Because the more you force something to happen, the more upsetting it's going to create the
yeah,
situation or your partner. You have to really allow them to move through their own process so that
Mhm.
things can be more peaceful. I love
Right.
that. I love that advice. Absolutely. And too many
Right.
of us, going back to forcing something to happen or being right, being wrong, that all comes from ego and pride. It's like, and controlling, right? It's control. It's like, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm gonna get defensive. I'm gonna be controlling. I'm gonna tell you what's up. Like that only adds fuel to the fire. It's like
Right.
no one's right, no one's wrong. It's how can you come together to bridge the gap?
Right. And one thing that brought to mind, Melvin and I realized when I had an idea that he was going to respond a certain way, he saw it as being control. And I'm like, I'm not trying to control you. I just want you to be accountable.
Mhm.
A lot of times that's confusing. And I said, Melvin, when did you understand the difference between control and accountability? He said, as I matured. Because he saw being accountable as me trying to control him. If you say you come home at 8 and you come home at midnight, how's that controlling you? You said 8. I'm expecting you to be accountable to what you said. He couldn't even process it. And I could tell he couldn't process it. It took a lot of years, about 15. A lot of people break up before they mature.
Right.
Break up after 10, 11 years. You're not even cooking gas till 15 or 20.
That's true. That's true. When we are younger, we haven't matured and we don't see the different perspectives and points of view that we do when we're older. We
Yes.
go through so much life and there's so many lessons and wisdom to embody, but we don't allow ourselves to do that. We just butt heads, butt heads, butt heads. And next thing you know, we're getting divorced. You know, like you said, most divorce after 11 years. It's like, hold on a minute. There are things that you can be learning and evolving into. But I will say, even if you are a mama out there, a woman out there who has gotten a divorce, you can use those lessons for a relationship that you currently have. And that's what
Yes.
I've done. I learned so much from my first marriage. So
Yes.
much. I'm a completely different partner now
Right.
than I was then.
That's so good. And I would always say, especially in the beginning, I'm like, I would never divorce you unless somebody benefit from my hard work. I want to be the benefactor of this hard work. Because
Yeah.
I trust and believe that one day you would hear me. I could tell he couldn't hear me. I could. And then one day, after a while, sometimes it takes 5 years before they hear you. People don't have the patience to wait that long.
Mm-mm. And there's a difference. There's a big difference between hearing someone and listening. And half the people, the way our communication style is when our partner is talking, you're automatically thinking about your own thoughts or a way to defend. You're not actually mindfully listening to what
Right.
your partner's saying. And as soon as we start thinking our own thoughts or as soon as we start coming up with a defense, you've stopped listening. You've stopped hearing them and you're just listening to the words and you're waiting to respond. Like
Right.
that's that's part of the communication that I teach around relationships is being able to mindfully listen. What are they truly saying to you? And
Right.
then you can formulate your thoughts. But a
Right.
lot of times, like I said, we're defensive. We're looking for that one thing that we can argue about. It's like, wait, I just said a whole lot of things to you, and you only heard, 2 sentences of it.
Right. That's true. That's true. And if you see the partner starting to gaslight, I know to pull back because they're embarrassed. One thing I learned, my biggest life lesson, women are physically embarrassed, men are emotionally embarrassed. So if you emotionally embarrass your spouse, you're not getting nothing out of them. You got to protect that with your life. And we don't. We're not taught to. We're not taught to. So we can't be mad at ourselves because who teaches you that? Nobody. You got to protect him emotionally.
Yeah. I actually just had someone tell me that they said something to their partner and the partner, he shut down.
Yeah.
And she told me what she said to him. And I said, well, yeah, you just offended his masculinity. Like, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
No. But where can we go? And I said this to a client, former student that I had at college, that's now a client. I said, where can you go where you learn how to be a wife? And I said, there's some principles to being in a partnership. You cannot embarrass a man. You have to protect him in a passive way. How you dress protects him. If you dress in a way that invites onlookers, you're not protecting him. If you talk reckless to him in a way that others can hear, when you by yourself, go there. But if others can hear it, you're not protecting them. You never hit below the belt when you fight. Never. If you know he got mommy issues, don't talk about his mother. If you know he got abandonment issues, don't talk about abandonment. Do not go there. Protect him. Because as you protecting him, you teaching him to protect you.
Mm, I agree with that. I hadn't thought about like embarrassing your counterpart in that way. And unfortunately, there are women out there who will take a man's insecurities and use it against him. Bring it up in an argument as fuel for the fire. And we can't do that because words hurt. They
They do.
they hurt real bad. And those are things that men, even women, they don't forget. We don't forget the hurtful things that have been said to us. We have an obligation in our partnership to protect them because they've been open and vulnerable to share with you their deepest hurts. And the second you start using that against them, guess what? They're going to shut down. They're not going to be vulnerable. And you're going to wonder why they don't talk to you anymore.
Right. Right. You got to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing about marriage. And then like you have to have he's got to have time. You got to let him go do him. You need to have time. The kids need to have time. And then as a couple, you need to have time. And that's where the calendar comes in.
Yeah.
People, I'm so busy growing my business. I don't have time for a love life. Yes, you do. It's on the calendar. I spent a week in Virginia with my grandchildren. I came home Sunday. I cooked dinner, had this house smelling. I had the day planned. We went to the movies, me and my man, and we came back and ate the dinner I cooked. And he was like, yes, the we time is important no matter the age.
Absolutely. And I love when we were first talking before this podcast session where you grew up with your children and your husband was you know your kids' dad, and that's kind of the role. And now that the kids are older and they're doing, now he's your man.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The last one left from college, he was no longer daddy. I am home with my man. Who you on the phone with, mommy? My man. Hey, daddy. That's right. He's not daddy. He was daddy when they was little, when they lived at home. But now he's my man. Sometimes I call and me and my man be in the bed. I'll be saying, hey, Melvin, and say hey to them. They say, what you doing, laying up with my man? They like, ew, ew.
Oh my God, I love it. Oh, I love it. But you're right. You're right. You have to make time for your relationship and have to have autonomy in your relationship. You have to have that me time because
Yeah.
I was actually telling one of my mommy friends this yesterday because she's got very young kids, 18-month-old and a 4-year-old. And I said, you don't want to get lost in the mom role. You are NaTasha. You are Melanie. You are you outside of those roles that you play because women, we play so many different roles. the professional, the mom, the lover, the partner, the wife, like whatever role, the gardener, you know what I'm saying? Like we have so many, but like what's underneath all that? And you have to make time for yourself. And that's where that calendar comes in. Like you were saying, like schedule it on the calendar. Cause I know you ladies out there are filling up your calendar with all this non intentional time. Like, oh, I got to do chores today. I got to do chores the next day. Now I got to go grocery shopping. No, you can compartmentalize those things, stack it up in one day. That way you have a whole nother 6 days you could be playing with.
That's right. Because I remember my calendar when they were little was every Friday. Well, right before I got pregnant, we were married 4 years, and then I got pregnant on purpose. We waited because I want to have time with my man before people came around. And so, and so when he went to night shift when I was pregnant, so I would be home during the day, and he'd be home during the day, and I would be home at night. And so every Friday, I took the kids on a date. Every single Friday from 1, 2, 3, 4, double carriage all the way date, dinner, movies, out. And that's why they could sit in the movie so well. And then 2 Saturdays a month, Melvin can do what he wanted to do. Then one Saturday a month, I did what I wanted to do. And then on the other, we did what we wanted to do. And Sunday, we went to church. I never let the kids have multiple sports in a season. I had uh, I had tennis, I had a baseball, I had a band, and then I had a track. I mean, a basketball. Because I wasn't running all over the place with 80 people. No, you got your one sport. That's it. And when I could put all four in, I put all four in tennis. I put all four. I had a music teacher come to my house to teach all four, had all four in it because mommy had a life. And in between that, I got my second master's. My
Wow.
mother my mother-in-law watched them. I fed them dinner, put their pajamas on, put their backpacks, and took them to the mother-in-law house while I went to class 2 days a week. And they was happy. On the weekend, on Saturday, I would do extra work at work. I left shredding, copying, errands for all my children to do while they was at work with me on Saturdays. And then we did 4 vacations a year.
Damn.
Many vacations, 2 weekend and then long. And I bought a big van with a TV in it. Everybody had all their seats, and it was planned. They had memories. They all had a journal. They had to write in their journals. The rule about a journal: nobody looks in your journal until you get in trouble. You don't get no trouble. Nobody reads your journal but you.
I tried giving my kids a journal, and the boys, not so much. My daughter, she loves writing in it.
That's good.
But now I'm taking them to the redwoods because, doing that vacation with them by myself. I'm going to give them a journal because you know what? I want y'all to remember this. I want y'all to contemplate, put down your thoughts, and it helps them practice their writing and their spelling. Like there's so many benefits to that. But back to the calendar. Damn, you are organized.
Yeah, I did. I still, and even now, because my children don't live here, when I'm doing things, I send it to their calendars because I don't want to die and they don't know where I am. So I let them know what we're supposed to be doing just in case something happens.
Okay, Miss NaTasha, you're not about to croak over anytime soon.
No, but I still try to find time for everything.
Yeah.
And me, I always find time for me.
I love that. I think every person should find time for themselves, especially when you have children. That's so important. Now tell us the secret of being able to say no.
The secret to being able to say no is based on the fact that you have to have a life. If you love you, then you can't let people take advantage of you. Can you watch my 10 children? No. Can you go on vacation with the kangaroos and us? No. Mommy, can I have a brand new car on my 15th birthday? No,
Mm.
because that doesn't match with the philosophy for your family and your life. Whatever you and your partner has as me and Melvin do yearly strategies. If you have what your yearly strategy, does it fit in it or does it not? The answer, it will answer itself. If you can't afford to get a kid a car, no, you can't have it. Can you work? If you can get there, because I don't have time in my calendar to take you. So yes, you can work, but no, I can't take you. So until you know how to get there and can tell me, it's a no. Can you spend the night with all of us women? We stay in the night. I don't have anybody watch my kids. No. Mommy, I never let my kids stay over at anybody's house. Can you stay? That's don't even ask me anymore. It's a no in advance. No. Can people stay over here? Sure. I don't care. They can stay in it, but you're not going anywhere. No. My sanity was important.
Mhm. Yes, your
And
sanity.
I didn't care how mad they got at me because I said when you get older, you'll get it.
Mhm. Yeah, you can't be the mom and the best friend at the same time. It just isn't
You
gonna
know
work.
what? My son Marcellus, he always wanted me to be his best friend. I said, "No, I'm your mama. I tell you when your butt stink. Your friends won't. My job is to tell you when your butt stink. So I cannot be your best friend." He wanted to be. I said, "As you get older, I will be more friendly, but I'm still gonna be your mama because I got to tell you when your butt stink."
I love that because my teenager, man, he'd be stinking, and I'm like, "Bro, you need to take a shower." And it's embarrassing for him, and I'm like, "It wouldn't be so embarrassing if you just took a shower every day." But I'm
That's
not
how
trying
it.
to have you go to school smelling like that.
And see, friends not going to tell you. I saw. And that same son, when he went over a friend, he say, "Ooh, I see why my mother used to tell me my butt stink." Because I say, but I have to be your mother. I have to not care what you think about me. And you know what I say, and I say this to my students, and I tell your listeners, I love you enough to tell you the truth. You know how hard it is to tell you the truth. That no is your truth. No, you can't go out with that 42-year-old man and you 12. No, hate me. I don't care. I love you enough to tell you the truth. Do you know how many people lie just so you can feel good? I'm not going to be that person.
That's so true.
I'm not going to be that person. I love you enough to tell you no. Get mad. You'll get over it. You might be 30, but you'll get over it.
Hmm.
Even as a mom, some of the friends in some of your mom circles, you can find some friends will impose their children on you because they could tell you're the motherly type. You have to say, I can't watch your child. I'm overwhelmed with my one. You take your 8 children. No, no, I cannot stop having babies if you can't watch all 8 of them. But no, I can't help you. And this is love. I'm saying out loud to you what everybody's saying behind your back.
That's right. That is so true. Mhm.
And it's always one who'll take advantage of one who looks weak. Grow up. Stop being weak. Come on, mom. Grow up. Everybody's not going to like you. You know how you cooking with gas? By the number of people who don't like you. If everybody likes you, you a pleaser.
Mhm. I agree with that. I was a people pleaser, and I tried to get everybody to like me, but you know what I discovered? Exactly what you just said. Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
You're not
It's
making
okay.
noise. You ain't doing your job here on this earth.
And the good thing is when you tell people no, and I this is what I've learned. Okay, you asked me one lesson. I taught my children to be giving and loving and kind to everybody. That was not a good message. I should have said be giving, loving, and kind. And if you tell a person, no, I can't let you have my bike. No, you can't drive my car. No, you can't have my new coat. No. And they get mad at you, they're not your friend.
That's right. They need to respect your no.
And so I didn't teach my children to have people respect their no.
Hmm.
And now when I have clients with young children, I get them to have their children. I don't care if you want to give the person your shoes. You have to tell them no to watch their behavior. They freak out, they're not your friend. And if you really want to do it, you can come back, circle back and do it later. But right then, they got to respect your no. Your friends will respect your no.
Absolutely. I love that. I got one little final thing to say when we're talking about saying no to our children. So my 14-year-old, he wanted the PS5, PlayStation 5. Mom, can I have the PlayStation 5? Mom was like, hell no, I'm not spending $600 so you can have a PlayStation 5. And I kept saying, no, no, no. But I said,
Right.
you can have one, but you've got to figure out how to buy it. So he went over to his dad's this summer and he worked. He earned himself $650. Guess what he has now? A
Okay.
PlayStation 5. And you know what? He respects his PlayStation 5. He appreciates it more because he earned it.
Right. And your no was a good no.
Oh, I'm not. I don't
I
spend
know.
money like that on. But he
Mm-mm.
loves it. He loves it so much more and appreciates it so much more because he's the one that bought it. And that's a whole lesson.
It is a whole lesson. I
Yeah.
like one thing that Ricky Smiley said. He says, when we were raised, our parents did our best and we turned out all right. We want to give our children what we didn't have, and that makes them spoiled.
Say that one more time.
When we were raised, our parents gave them our best, but we didn't get everything we wanted. So now that we have children, we want to give them everything, and that's what makes them spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes our parents from the old days, what we gave was good enough. That was good enough. And what I didn't give my children, I didn't teach them how to say no.
Mhm.
Because I thought being kind and generous, I didn't realize some children are raised to take advantage of you.
Yeah. I agree.
And I get that now.
Yeah, I agree. And it's really hard too because when we have so much technology now, it's like even my 4th graders, well, can we get a cell phone? Can we get a cell phone? All my friends have cell phones. I'm like, no, you may not.
No, no,
And you really, as a mom, you have to have the fortitude to say, I think it's great that your friends have those things, but we are not getting those things. You are too young for all that technology.
I
And
agree.
you have to stand firm in your own power and your own beliefs and values to say no, regardless of what other moms are providing their kids. And that's really hard as moms. You feel like you're letting your children down because all their friends have, you know, Nike brand new shoes or cell phone, tablet, they have all the things. And it's like, no, I don't care what your friends are getting. Like, we're not doing this right now. Maybe in the future, perhaps, but you have to stand firm in your no.
And you know what, right in line with you're saying? And I said to mine, I said, because I didn't do it either. And I'm in technology. I gave them computers that were totally stripped of everything. And so I said, all of those friends that you're trying to be like, they're going to be nobodies. Watch my words. I could tell. And they said, you were right. I said, don't follow nobody.
Don't follow nobody.
You're so busy wanting to be like them. They ain't nobody. The people who are somebodies, they got their head down working. They are not following trends. Go
Yeah.
to the library. Those are the kids that's going to be somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to the science fair. Those are going to be the kids, the ones you call geeky nerd. Those are going to be the somebodies. And my kids was like, man, you was right. All of the somebodies got their heads down and they're doing stuff to make their brains work.
Mm-hmm.
Don't follow the nobodies.
Yeah. It's a different world than definitely when you grew up, but definitely when I grew up compared to now, because it's true. If you just handing your children whatever they want, where's the lesson in that? I love that my son earned his PS5 by himself. I'm like, that is the greatest achievement for me as a mom. Like, you learn
It
something.
is. It is a great one, and it's a wonderful one. And just have them go back and watch the people who didn't buy them themselves. They're not going to preach it. Look at you, tell them, give them eyes, give them a lens. The people that didn't buy it don't love theirs like you love yours. Look, help him to see that, because he's not going to see it without coaching.
Yeah. 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 And motherhood is nothing but mentoring and coaching your children. Try to raise them the best that you can.
And it doesn't stop. So it's just don't,
It doesn't. It doesn't. Well, NaTasha, tell the moms, the women out there, how can they find you? And we will be adding the links in the description of this episode. But please tell us, how can we find you?
Oh, you can find us at C NaTasha Productions. C NaTasha Productions. And if you go on YouTube, we have a podcast called At Home with the Richburg. And it's the at sign, Home with the Richburg. And we're funny. We are funny. I listen to it myself because we're so funny. They only like 5 minutes. They 5 minutes. We're just funny. And we give little quick lessons.
I love
Yeah.
that. I'll definitely be tuning in to that YouTube. Yes. And is there anything else that you want to lay out for the ladies today?
Yes. Really be kind to yourself. Invest in bubble bath and like Epsom salts. I just got my daughter some lemon flavored Epsom salt that she mixed with the strawberry bubble bath. And make sure you do things like that in your house for you. Really enjoy you. Let the little fingers come under the bathroom door while you in there just having a nice thing. And one thing I didn't do, and you do this, teach your kids how to take care of you. I didn't know to do it. I wish I had to bring me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yes.
Teach them how to go in that kitchen and make you a butter sandwich or whatever, or bring you an
Yeah.
apple.
And sometimes that means, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do your own laundry just to give back a little bit of time for me. That's also taking care of you.
Well, that was chores now. We had another thing. I had a child that did the laundry and a child that cleaned the kitchen, I had that.
I
But
know I remember you telling me each
yeah,
child had something that they were good at that they
and
did around the house.
I let them do what they were really good at. Yeah, and that was it. If you wasn't good at cleaning the kitchen, that wasn't your job.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being with me today. It was an absolute pleasure to be speaking
Oh
with
yeah,
you.
thank you.
And
I,
mamas, if you know anyone who would benefit from this episode, please share this episode. It would mean the world to us. And thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life.
oh, wonderful. That's wonderful.
Thank you again for joining me for another episode of Moms Unboxed. If you have a topic or relationship question, connect with me at I am Melanie Caroline. And don't forget to follow Moms Unboxed. May you live a liberated, sensual, and unboxed life. I'll be chatting with you next Wednesday for another episode. Until the next time, sunshine.